Hey guys, this is Shika Blessed. Welcome back to my channel. Hopefully you guys have not given up and disappeared or anything because I am here. Um, Let me go ahead and turn my notifications down so that we won't be interrupted. So, anyways, guys, tonight I have a lot of information to share with you guys, but I want to let you guys know that if you need help with your tax return, it's very important that you consult with a professional tax preparer this year. If you normally not, if you don't use a paid professional, this year might be a good year to invest in it because of the different things that are available to you, especially with COVID and everything. A lot of regular people filing their own tax returns may miss out on some big credits and deductions because they are not aware of them and they don't know how they work. So, guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Shika Blessed. If you're not yet a subscriber, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on your notification alerts so that you know when I am live or when I post new content. So, anyways, guys, if you are on, please give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me, if you can see me very well, because I'm kind of like just chilling at home. I'm not in the office or anything like that. So just give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the chat box if you guys can hear me okay because I have my AirPods in. I'm just kind of like, you know, trying to multitask right now. But I want to tell you guys about a lot of different things. So please let me know. Give this video a thumbs up as you come in. Let me know in the chat box. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? Is there any issues that I need to resolve tonight? Because I want to give you guys some information that I believe will be helpful to you, especially this tax season. Again, if you normally file your own tax return, forgive me, mine are all over the place because I'm looking at multiple things. If you normally file your own tax returns and you're not, privy to the tax laws and rules and the new credits and the new and deductions and things like that, this year is the year. As you guys know, I am a veteran tax professional. I have also worked with the IRS. I've been running my own tax practice now for quite some time. Very experienced when it comes to tax. I do teach and mentor tax preparers as well. My partner and I, we have three current locations that we do notary, taxes, fingerprinting, and we also mentor for all three. All right, so if you need help with providing your tax return, we're preparing your tax return, not providing. What am I thinking? If you need help with preparing your tax return, please reach out to me. You can go to sbntgroup.com or kobecansolutions.com. You can DM me. You can send me a message. I would prefer if you guys go to the website and set an appointment because I will be doing live tax. So live tax is pretty much where I'll invite you to a Zoom conference. You'll be able to see me. I'll be able to see you. I'm going to go ahead and do your tax return right then and there. You also will be able to send information to me through our mobile app. You can start filling out the information even before your appointment. We send that to you so you can start filling out. You can also go in the mobile app to check status to see if there's any changes, if we need any information, if everything is good. So we will be communicating back and forth with you guys virtually. So again, please give this video a thumbs up. Also, share it with your family members and friends. Share it on Facebook, Instagram, all your social media platforms because there are some big things that are out here for self employed people, and I don't want you guys to miss out. So, if you are self employed, you need to stay tuned and watch this video all the way to the end because I'm going to be talking about self employed. So, for those of you who are employed, I'm so sorry. I'm not going to be going over a lot of stuff that's going to be dealing with people who are employed, but I do still help you with your tax return. So if you need help with tax return, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to go ahead and help you with that. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and I'll put the website in the chat box so that if you guys want to schedule. Also, I do have the bank products just like any other, tax office would have. So starting on January 2nd, we would be able to we'll start processing applications. I won't say processing application, but we will start accepting applications for the refund advance for up to $6,000, and that starts on January 2nd. So if you're kind of low on cash right now, you know that you're expecting a tax refund and you want to get money in your pocket fast, a refund advance may be the thing for you. It's not necessarily credit based, it's mainly based on your tax situation and what's inputted on your tax return. You can get up to $6,000. Last year, if this year goes anything like last year, well, not this year, but if 2021 is anything like 2020, you can get approval within hours. So just keep that in mind. We offer direct deposit. You also have the prepaid debit cards that you can use. You can load your money on, or you can get checks. Whatever works for you works for us. So your convenience is our priority. So if you need cash, you're short on cash right now, come see me January 2nd. If you have your W-2s, a lot of people have not been working, so they don't really have W-2s. Some people are received unemployment, so they have 1099s. We can start your return. That is not a problem. We may not be able to file it until we have all your tax documents, but at least we can start it off to see where you are and, kind of get an idea of what to expect. So anyways, guys, again, welcome back to my channel. Please give this video a thumbs up and like and share with everyone. I'm going to tell you about the different tax credits. So there's 2 tax credits that you can actually receive. I actually, one of the reasons I delayed the video was because initially I thought they stated that there was only 1 credit and there was one category. However, going through the documents and going through the information myself and reaching out to some of my resources, I found out that instead of you actually being able to get a maximum of $2,000, you can actually get a refundable tax credit of up to $15,000. Some people, in some cases, it might even be more. If you are self-employed and you had to be out of work because you caught COVID, you are out of work because you had to quarantine, you're out of work because you were under a mandatory quarantine, or you are stay-at-home order by your local state or government official. Also, if your children are home, if you are unable to work because your children were out of school due to school closure, related to the COVID-19 pandemic. So there's 2 different credits that you may be able to take. One credit is going to be the paid sick leave credit. The other is going to be somewhat like the FMLA, the family medical leave credit. So there's 2. For the first credit, it depends on what situations or why you are actually out of work. The sick leave, you only get a maximum of 10 days. And with the family leave, you get up to 10 weeks. So that is the game changer here. That is the situation. I actually haven't even gone over this I've gone over some of it with my preparers, but I'm going to be going over that with them again in depth. So again, guys, you can get a credit if you caught COVID, if you are caring for someone who caught COVID, if you couldn't work or telework because of COVID, if you were home with your children because their school was closed due to COVID. There's different situations, but there's so much. So again, there's 2 credits. One is the sick leave credit, paid sick leave. This is only for self-employed individuals, only for self-employed individuals. So if you weren't able to work because of COVID for whatever reason, that you're home taking care of your kids, because we all know how that is. I have children that are in school as well. So if you are home, you're not able to take care of your kids because of COVID, you may be able to get that credit. So guys, again, I know a lot of people are like, no, I do my own taxes, blah, 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 blah. Do not miss out. That is a huge opportunity for you to get credit. I know a lot of people who actually caught COVID. Thank God they're okay. They recovered and they're doing just fine, their family. And I'm really thankful for that. But there are some people that didn't catch COVID that actually had to take care of other people who caught COVID, or people who had to stay home from work and quarantine because they were in close contact with people that actually had COVID. So if you want to read up on these credits, you can look for Form 7202. Right now, there's just like a draft version of IRS Form 7202, or you can read Publication 5419. I think the 5419, I think I have the final draft, and the 7202 is actually a draft version the last time that I checked. So guys, this is huge. Imagine, especially for those of you who are, number one, let me say this, if you collected unemployment, this doesn't apply to you, because there's some limitations that you just can't cross. Okay, so if you received unemployment, it doesn't apply unless there's unique situations where some people are part-time workers and then they're self-employed full-time and things like that. If you have questions about it, if you are an employee and also self-employed and you have questions about what you may be eligible for, again, visit sbntgroup.com. I said I was going to put it in a box and I didn't put it in a box, so let me go ahead and do it now. So visit sbntgroup.com, schedule an appointment so I can actually help you to determine what your tax is going to look like. So we were doing like different situations, different scenarios, using the Form 7202 instructions, and also going through some of the limitations based on the publication 5419. And the maximum that I came up with based on the numbers that I was using was actually 15,000. But I've heard some of my fellow preparers and other people saying that they calculated it's based on your income. So your average daily income times the number of days that you're actually out is how you come up with the whole number. They do have a limitation on some. For example, like one level, you can only take up to $511 per day. Like on the sick leave, only $511 per day for up to 10 days. So if you calculate 10 days at $511 per day, that is a huge sum of money. The good news about it is it's a refundable credit. That means that if you do not owe taxes, that money will come back to you in the form of a tax refund. So non-refundable credits just reduce your tax liability. It doesn't reduce your tax liability below zero. For those of you who are not familiar with taxes, non-refundable credits do not give you necessarily a refund because it's only going to wipe out your tax. It's not going to give you whatever's left over. So say you had tax of $100 and you had a credit for 15,000. It's not going to wipe out your tax for 1,000 and then give you the 14. It's actually just going to reduce your tax, and that's it. But that's the non-refundable credit. But the refundable credits will wipe out any tax debt or tax that you have due, and then it will also you can take the remainder, so it reduces the liability, reduce the tax below zero, which means you end up getting a refund. I know it sounds like, what is she talking about? This, I'm not a tax pro. You don't have to be. Just understand that a refundable credit generates a refund for you. A non-refundable credit just reduces your tax liability. So if you owe zero tax, a non-refundable credit is not going to help you. If you owe zero tax, a refundable credit will be for you, because if you file a return, you owe zero tax, but you have a refundable credit, you get the whole amount back. So whatever that refundable credit amount is, you'll get that whole amount if you don't owe any tax. All right. So again, guys, this is a huge deal. Really, really big deal. I want you guys to really do your research. Do not this year, if you're self-employed, I know every other year, some of you say, you know, I go on this, I go on that, I go online, I do it myself. If you don't know, if you don't understand, hire a professional. I am available 24 hours a day. You can send a message. We do live tax, as I mentioned. So you're in a video conference. You can see me. I can see you. We can talk. We can go back and forth. We can share information. You don't want to miss this opportunity. Keep in mind, the economic stimulus, that was the bill that was just recently approved, and I'll touch on that just a second. I'm going to give you guys just a little bit. I'm going to talk about it just a little bit because I'm aware. I read the bill, and, you know, I follow through on things like this because I have customers that it does affect. I myself, I'm a small business owner, so it affects me as well. So I make sure that I tune into things like this. I read up on it and follow up on it. Regardless of all the drama that's going on in the news, I still want to stay on top of things so that I can educate my customers, educate our preparers, and, you know, be ready for the upcoming tax season. Again, guys, if this is your first time watching, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Share the video with family members and friends who are self-employed. If they had missed any time away from work due to COVID, either because they were quarantining or because they were unable to work because their kids was out of school, because school was closed because of COVID. Someone else caught COVID and they had to care for the person that had COVID. There's so many different situations, and to be quite honest with you, it's almost like everyone would fall under one of those categories. So why would you pass up on a huge credit like that? One phase, you can get up to $511 a day for 10 days. 10 days worth of $511 per day. Let me get my calculator because I'm not gonna just rattle off numbers. I want you guys to get a full picture of what I'm saying. So $511 per day is the maximum. It goes by your average daily earning, but $511 per day is the maximum for 10 days. That comes out to be $5,111 that you can get. You do not want to play with your tax return this year. If you normally do it by yourself, I understand. Kudos to you. I give you credit, but you need to consult with a tax professional this year because If you are self-employed, you are only going to cheat yourself out of these credits. Don't do it. Again, you can get up to, when you add the self-employed sick leave portion, gives you a maximum of $511 per day, right? That's just the sick leave. Now the paid family leave is a whole nother situation. The sick leave gives you 10 days worth of credit, and again, this is refundable. This is money in your pocket. All right. The family leave actually gives you up to 10 weeks. Up to 10 weeks. Now, I am not going to get too much in detail because I don't want you guys to go out here not well informed and playing around with it, but I'm just going to tell you, if you are self employed, there are credits that you can take advantage of this year, this tax season. If you are working the whole year, congratulations, that's great. I'm happy for you. If you don't need the credit, that's okay. There's plenty of us, like myself, especially in the beginning of the pandemic. Nothing was happening. We were pretty much on standstill because it was brand new to everyone. We had no clue what was going to happen. We didn't know how to properly protect ourselves from the virus. So, pretty much, my office was closed. After a few months, then my office reopened to do remote work. And then just in the last few months, we reopened to do one or two appointments in the office, but we've been closed. Now, let me tell you guys about the period that you can claim the credits for. It's anywhere between, I think it's April through December 31st. So if you are still home, you can get up to 10 weeks on family medical leave for self employed individuals, up to 10 weeks, right? And for people who are, you can add the sick leave and the family leave. So, say you take the sick leave and the sick leave is 10 days, and you have $5,000 in credit for 10 days for the sick leave, right? Now, sick leave 10 days is gone. Now it's time for you to switch over to the family medical leave, which is kind of like FMLA for self-employed individuals. And that one you can take credits for a credit for up to 10 weeks. So up to 10 weeks times, your 10 weeks times your daily average income. I don't want to get too technical, but the number is huge. Okay, again, the calculations and the examples that I've used, the largest number I came up with was 15,000. And imagine that, $15,000 of a refund, guys, like money in your pocket. If you have zero tax liability, that money is coming back to you if you are eligible to claim these credits. Again, majority of people in this country, if you have children and your children were at home because school was closed and daycare, if you have young ones, that's already a reason to claim sick leave or family leave. Okay, if you caught COVID, or if someone you're in your household caught COVID, or someone, a family member, somebody caught COVID and you had to take time off to take care of them, that is also another reason, guys. There's no reason for you this year, if you are self-employed and you fall into any of those categories. Again, if you want to read more about it, you can look up IRS Form 7202, or you can look at Publication 5419. Those can both be found on irs.gov. This I do not recommend you doing by yourself. Again, I give you kudos if you do your tax return on your own every year. That is great. That is awesome. I encourage you to do it. Learn as you go. However, this year, I don't want you to mess up, okay? I don't want you to mess up at all. I want you to do it right. I want you to be able to take advantage of these credits, because majority of us in this country were out of work or still out of work because of COVID-19. If this is where we're going to actually be able to get some type of, credit or, refund or something because of that, you want to take advantage. Take advantage now. Don't wait. Don't wait until next year and say, oh man, I wish I had taken the credit. They don't have it anymore. No, you want to do it this year. So again, seek professional help this year. Find a tax professional this year. Do not attempt to do your own tax return this year. You need a professional. If you want to read the forms and schedules, you can read the forms and schedules. That is not an issue. Again, it's Schedule 72, Publication 5419, or you can read Form 7202, the instructions to Form 7202. All right. So, guys, again, Self-employed individuals, and I see my chat box lighting up, so I'm going to go over there in a second. Self-employed individuals, you can get credit for sick leave or family medical leave, and it's a refundable credit that you will get on your tax return. Refundable credit means it will result in a refund if you don't owe any taxes. If you have taxes, it's just going to subtract the amount of tax and the remainder of it will be money in your pocket. I've never ever collected a refund for $15,000, period, ever. If you have the opportunity to take these credits and get the maximum refund based on what your daily average earning is, take full advantage. I was going to talk about the stimulus payment. I didn't talk about it. So yes, so far the bill that was signed into law a few days ago only gives individuals direct payments of $600. That is a half of what we received in the spring. So you're only getting $600 per person and $600 for your dependent. So as you guys know, it's not a lot. Okay, it's not a lot. So if you have the opportunity to get that credit on your tax return, take advantage of it now. It doesn't matter. Oh no, Shika, I'm not gonna. I don't want to pay for my tax return. You don't want to pay a few $100s for your tax return so a professional can do your return so you can collect possibly thousands. Come on, this is the year you need to hire a tax professional. Don't go to the person down the street that always does it for you for $50 and just punch things in until they get a number they like. You want to go to a tax professional that is experienced, that is knowledgeable, that knows what they're doing. You don't want any kind of issue, okay? Even though this is a credit that is open to the general public for self-employed individuals, there are still people that will go and try to do the absolute most. And we all know, some of us do know, that might not end well. Okay, I've seen them on both sides of the fence. You don't want to be doing that. All right, so stimulus only gives you 600. Now, I said I was going to do a whole video about this, but guys, I've been so super busy preparing for tax season that my head is just like. So anyways, the bill that was just signed into law also reactivates PPP, Paycheck Protection Program, sorry, PPP. PPP starts in January. Actually, on the bill, I think it gives them 15 days to activate PPP and 15 days, I think it is, to send out a stimulus payment. So, guys, as soon as they say, hey, we're starting to take applications for PPP. If you want PPP, take PPP. I know, speaking from experience here, in the spring, we didn't know what this whole pandemic was going to look like. You know, nobody was jumping the first month or two of this shutdown to say, hey, I am going to take a loan, for my business. First of all, in most cases, if your PPP is less than 150,000, it is forgivable. That means you don't have to pay it back. If you meet the qualifications, you don't have to pay it back. So why not take the help? Just imagine, like I said in the beginning, people like myself are just like, oh, this will blow over. They said it's nothing, blah, blah, blah. I think we'll just shut down for a little bit and then we'll be back to normal. It has not happened yet. That day has not come where we are back to where we were. Okay, it's not, and I don't see it coming anytime soon. I hate to say it like that, but I don't, because people are still doing things, and it's still, like people are. I don't blame anyone for what's happening right now. The only thing I can say to people everywhere around the world is this, and anybody that's listening to the sound of my voice is, please just wear a mask. Wear a mask. California is struggling. They have so many people getting sick. Their hospitals, the healthcare system is just stretched to its limits. People are actually in the hallway of the hospitals. They've been having to use conference rooms as hospital beds and the hospital rooms. That no one can ever prepare for anything like this. You're fighting a battle with an enemy that is invisible. So the best that you can do is to try to protect yourself and to protect others. Wear a mask when you are out in public, so that even if you yourself are asymptomatic, you're not coughing, sneezing, you're not getting symptoms. If you do happen to contract the virus, you don't spread it to someone else. Not because you may be asymptomatic doesn't mean the people in your household or the people you hang out with, your friends or whatever, doesn't mean if they catch it from you, they're also going to be asymptomatic. So please just protect yourself and wear a mask. So far, they know, aside from vaccines and all this talk about all this other stuff and hormones and whatever else they're trying to use to treat COVID, we know for a fact that mask works. Mask, put it on your face. I know it's annoying. Trust me. The other day I had a dent right here because I had it on for too long. But I'd rather have a dent right here and be able to wake up in the morning and take a deep breath than to actually not have a dent and not being able to wake up out of my bed or to wake up in pain or to be in a hospital room by myself, secluded, or be in a hospital hallway or hospital conference room because they're overwhelmed. They don't have anywhere to put me. So therefore, God forbid, I know that will not happen to me, okay? Not praying this on anybody, by the way. I'm just speaking out loud, just letting you guys know, protect yourself, protect your loved ones. Don't fall for all the foolishness that's going on. Just be responsible and do your part to slow the spread of COVID because it is getting rather worse. We have over, I think, 18, maybe, I think we're probably up to 20 million by now. I don't know. The last time I checked, we were at 18 million positive cases. That is a lot of people with COVID. Okay, so that means the likelihood of you walking into a grocery store and maybe 1 out of every 10 people in that grocery store are going to be positive and you're not going to know, right? So just wear a mask. So anyways, take advantage of credits this year. I don't want to hear you say, Shika, I don't need PPP. I don't want to even want to have to pay for that. If your PPP is less than 150,000, you probably could get that forgiven. Why not get the help? Take advantage of it because we might not see any PPP, BEP, ELP, nothing again for months. The last stimulus we had was back in the fall, back in the spring. We're in winter, right? We haven't gotten any help. They literally ran out of unemployment benefits just a few days ago. People were woosah. Some people are actually struggling. I've seen people living on the street, on the actual street, in tents. People are looking for places to stay. I'm seeing people on the street begging for money. Guys, don't let your situation get there. Forget about how am I going to pay it back. Don't worry about that. Take the help and take it now because it might be a while before it comes around again, if it ever does. We're hoping that with a change in a lot of things, I won't say what things, will be some changes in how everything in this country is actually going right now. So we're hopeful that, these changes are going to change a lot of things. So anyways, guys, again, self-employed individuals, you can take family medical leave credit for up to 10 weeks, and it's going to be an average of what you earn, your average daily earning, which the limits are set depending on, what category you fall under, the reason why you were out of work. If you're out of work because your kids were home or your baby was home, you had to stay home with your children because of school closure or daycare closure. 2, if you caught COVID. 3, if you had to take care of someone who caught COVID. 4, if you are under quarantine or you are ordered to stay home. A lot of states had mandatory stay home orders or they had stay at home orders. Pretty much if you're self-employed, unless you've been working the whole time, which, like I said, kudos to you, it's more than likely you're going to be eligible for these credits. All right. Again, the sick leave is up to $511 per day for 10 days. That's up to $5,110. You don't want to let that just fly by. Okay. All right. So I'm going to jump in my chat box real quick. I don't have a lot of time, but I know I had to take time to come talk to you guys because don't miss it. All right. So let's see. Hey, Miss Brown. Hello. Good evening. Good evening, Miss Brown. I see you in the chat box. She said you will be preparing my taxes. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Just schedule your appointment and we'll do that video Zoom call and knock that out in no time. Nurse Brandon says, if you got 2 businesses, can you, I guess he's saying, can you take from both? Now, 2 businesses wouldn't necessarily, it's not based on your business, it's based on the individual. So if you couldn't work based on, whatever the situation is, again, you can look at publication 5419 or you can look at You can look at Form 7202 and see, what category. Look at the instructions to Form 7202 and look at Publication 5419. All right. So depending on what the situation is or why you did not work, why you were home, you can claim it, but it's not going to be based on your business because it's not based on business. It's based on the individual. So even if you had 15 businesses and you, the individual, were unable to work, it'll just be based on you, the individual. So they're not going to give you pay for each business. It's going to be pay for the individual themselves. All right. Hey Zara, hey Zara, hey Zara. I see you in there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She said, "You doing my taxes? I got you guys. For all my people who are out here, you can definitely, definitely send me a message. Let me know. I will be more than happy to help you with your taxes." Ms. Brown says, "I'm saying the same thing, 2021 and beyond." Yes. Hey, Renee. Good evening. Renee, I see you. Good evening, Miss Brown. Hey, Lanita. Myra says, if you got paid while you was off from work, can I still claim it? Probably not, because technically, if you're getting unemployment, it's some kind of relief. So it depends. I would say it depends, but you won't be able to collect like unemployment and sick pay like at the same time. So that one's a little tricky, Myra. So I would say to send me a message or give me a call so I can get a little bit more detail to figure out what it is. But more than likely, if you were employed and got unemployment or paid family FMLA or anything like that, you wouldn't be able to take this as well. Has to be one or the other. Because really, when your employer is paying you for FMLA, they're using the benefits from this CARES Act that was passed back in March. They're using those tax credit benefits to actually pay you. Those employers were actually getting quite good sum of money. I think it's like 5,000 for each employee, or 50% of 10,000, something like that. I don't remember from the top of my head, but I know they get good money, okay, for each employee that they actually give paid time or paid sick time or whatever. This is just during COVID though. Don't think that 2021, if things go back, well, I don't foresee it. Well, 2022, let's look a little further. Things go back to normal. You're just gonna be like, oh, I want to take time off, and they're gonna pay me, da da da. Probably not. Okay, it might be a hey, you take a leave of absence type situation. All right. So again, let me recap what we discussed so far. Self-employed individuals, you can actually take the sick leave, emergency sick leave, I think it's called. I don't remember. Don't quote me on what it's called. I think it's just sick leave, credit for sick leave for self-employed individual. You can take up to a maximum of $511 per day, and then it reduces. It depends on your average earning, your average daily earning, and you would just multiply your average daily earning. So say you make $150 per day, you'll multiply that times 10 days. That is the maximum that you can take in sick leave. Now, okay, say for example, your sick leave runs out and you were still out of work, you were home, you had to care for a family member, you had to stay home because there's a stay-home order, you had to stay home because you caught COVID, or someone in your household caught COVID, your kids were out of school, you couldn't go, you couldn't go to work because the daycare is closed and school's closed. Like I said, my kids have been home since April. So, depending on what it is, you can now roll over from sick leave to family medical leave, which is basically for us self-employed individuals, kind of like an extension of the Family Medical Leave Act that was only signed into law back in March of this year because of the whole COVID thing. So when you run out of sick leave pay or sick pay, you can now just jump on over to the family medical leave. And again, based on the calculations I've done, for an individual who qualified for both credits, the maximum credit that I've seen, based on what I've been playing with numbers, based on what they've told me, the maximum I've seen is $15,000. The good news is the credits are refundable. Again, refundable credits are our friends. We like refundable credits because if you have no tax and you have a refundable credit, you will get the credit back as a refund. That's a refundable credit. It reduces your tax liability below zero. So say you have a credit of 10,000. I'm giving another example. You have a credit of 10,000 and your tax bill is 100, or say 1,000. Let's keep it even and easy, so I don't have to think too much. So say you have a $10,000 credit and your tax bill is 1,000, right? Refundable credit is going to wipe out the 1,000, so you're going to be left with 9,000, and you'll get that as a refund. So it reduces your tax liability below zero, so that whatever's left over, you get it in the form of a refund. Now, non-refundable credits, they only take care of just your tax liability. So if you have tax of 1,000, it's just going to wipe the 1,000 out. You don't get the difference. All right. So the fact that these credits are refundable credits, I'm down for it. Okay. All right. Let me jump in my chat box again and see what's going on over here. Naturally Gifted said, what if I worked with an employer but was unable to work my business due to not having extra time due to the kids being home? Again, guys, this sounds like a special situation where we would have to actually kind of dissect it to be sure that you're not working and then saying that you're on sick leave. Because if you're physically working, you're working. You're not on sick leave. You're not on family medical leave, because they're saying that in order for you to claim sick leave, you have to be unable to work or telework. If you are claiming the family medical leave, you have to be unable to work or unable to telework. So any type of work, when I hear that, to me, I'm just like, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, because I'm not going to tell you guys to play with things that can get you in trouble. Okay, so if you're working, you're working. Unfortunately, some of us, I know a lot of people that have had to take jobs that they normally wouldn't even look at with a side eye, but because they need to make ends meet, they need to provide for their family, they need to maintain a roof over their heads, they've had to do that. So trust me, I understand, working with someone while you don't want to work with anyone. We've all been in that position, and trust and believe me, you will get out of it as long as you have the mindset and as long as you continue to push yourself to get out of it. You will. You can. I used to work for people. I haven't for several years now. So it's I know the feeling, okay? But for people who are employed, I'm hearing talks about a third stimulus payment, but I don't know. So, no. But I'm hoping something does happen, because $600, I know, is not going to help people who've been behind on their rent or mortgage for God knows how long now. It's not going to rescue them at all. That's probably going to buy them groceries for 1 or 2 weeks, and that's it, depending on their family size. So my heart goes out to anyone that is struggling financially. Please, please, please check your resources. Check to see if your city, charities, different places that may have food or rent assistance or mortgage assistance, reach out and take the help. I know what it feels like to be a person that is so independent. You're used to providing for yourself, and then having to ask for help. It's almost like you can't breathe. You just feel like you're an ant. You're small. I know the feeling. But in this day and age, any help that you get, I don't care if it's a $1 credit, take it. Okay, take it, because it can disappear at any time, and we don't know when it's all going to be over, and we also do not know if we'll ever get help again. So take advantage of anything that you can get right now. Good evening. Hey, Gma Zone. Let's see. Hey, good notary. Six, bro. Somebody asked for publication. I'm just going to say S. Sorry. So I don't want to be saying stuff and then YouTube flags me like, you said some inappropriate stuff. Okay, so S says, what is the publication number? So publication 5419 and IRS form 7202. Again, the credits that I'm talking about is actually for employers or self-employed individuals. This does not apply to people who are W-2. If you are part-time, working part-time and you have your own business, there might be a little some things we can work through. We don't know yet. But if you want to contact me, go to sbntgroup.com. You can submit a request for an appointment. You can request a free estimate. Whatever you'd like. I'm willing to work with you guys. It's okay. You can research it on your own. If you normally do your own taxes, I'm saying it one more time. This might not be the year if you're self-employed. You don't want to miss out on anything. Unless you're a tax pro, you're very privy to the tax laws and rules. You've been following up on all the different credits and things like that. Yes, go ahead and, take advantage. However, if you don't know, if you just normally just punch stuff off your W-2 or 1099 and just move on with life, this is not the year you want to do that for self-employed people. Don't do it this year. hire a tax professional, not just a flyby one. Hire one that is knowledgeable, that is familiar with the changes, that knows about the tax laws and rules, that is going to keep you out of trouble, but help you get the maximum credits and deductions that you are eligible for. Is there for you to get it. Let me tell you guys one thing. The IRS doesn't send refunds out if you don't ask or you don't claim it. It's kind of like you have to claim it. You have to ask for it. You have to file a tax return. You're not going to get it. Tax returns are not automatic. Nobody is getting up and saying, oh, this person looked like they need a refund. They got 3 kids. No, you have to file a tax return and claim the refund. A lot of people sometimes, because of what they've heard, they feel like, oh, I don't have to file. Like I only earned like 20,000, I think, and blah, blah, blah. I don't have to file. I don't have any kids. I don't have this. I don't have that. No, file your tax return. If you are due a refund and you don't claim it, it's gone. It's not, you're not going to get it. It's not something that's automated. You have to claim a refund to get a refund. All right. So again, Publication 5419 and IRS Form 7202. Be sure that you read them. If you go to a form or publication that says it's draft, go back, keep checking, because normally the IRS will update the forms like the end of the year, sometimes at the very last minute. So sometimes even the beginning of the next year. But at least you can read the draft to get an idea of what to do and what it looks like and how to calculate the credit. Maybe you can even use, actually, I gave you Form 7202. That's the actual form. Be sure to look at the instructions for the 7202. So the instructions would be I-7202, or if it's the form, it would be F-7202, whichever one. All right. So guys, I want you guys to take advantage. New bill that was just signed a few days ago. It also reactivated the EIDL, the Emergency Disaster Loan and grants. Okay, in some cases, if you live if your business is located in a low income community, you can get up to $10,000 of an EIDL grant. Okay, if you meet the qualifications for that, you can get up to $10,000 in a grant. That's money you don't have to repay. I'm getting some information on that. I hope and pray that I have some time to do a video on it. But if I don't, please guys look it up. Go to sba.gov, look for coronavirus relief. And once that EIDL opens, apply. Apply. If you're eligible, apply. That is a grant for up to $10,000 that you don't have to repay. If you got the EIDL last year for your business, they're going to subtract whatever you got, and you'll get the difference of it up to $10,000, and that's basically it. PPP is going to be reactivated. That's the Paycheck Protection Program. That's going to be reactivated starting next month. Stimulus payments are supposed to start going out next month. EIDL, I'm showing on the bill itself, it said the time frame, I think it was 15 or 17 days that they have to start doing all of this stuff. So the roundabout number is around January 15th. So by January 15th, money should start moving. Guys, don't let the train pass you, okay? I want to look out for you guys. I want to help you. Don't let these trains pass you, my fellow bosses. Don't let the train pass you by. Another thing I want to tell you guys is this. I notice a lot of people don't do bookkeeping. Trust me, I was guilty of that before, and until I actually had to sit and do bookkeeping for an entire year, and it was so stressful and so annoying. I had bank statements, I had receipts, I had logbooks. It was so annoying to actually try to do bookkeeping. Let me tell you something. From this point going on, you need to either hire a bookkeeper or figure out how to get some kind of bookkeeping, okay? Because your bookkeeping is what is going to help you when it comes to these stimulus and PPP and all this stuff, all right? Lanita says stimulus payments will hit accounts on the 4th. Guys, you hear that? January 4th, stimulus payments, if you had direct deposit, that is a date. Reliable source. Trust and believe me. Ms. Brown says, thanks, it will not pass me by this time. Yes, a lot of people, when I say, hey, did you, when are you going to do your forgiveness for PPP? They're like, what? PPP? No, I didn't take it. What? You didn't take it? It's forgivable. You don't even have to pay it back. Like, what are you doing? Why are you like, what is the issue? I understand if you're not, listen, any of the things I'm talking about, if you're just okay, you're good right now, You're one of those people that this is your season of blessing. You're being blessed in the storm, and everybody, I'm being blessed in the storm in different ways. However, I do know that, hey, a lot of these things are going to come and they're going to go fast. Last round of EIDL, they ran out of funding. They did. I was blessed enough to get funding, and I was shut down at the time when the EIDL came around. So I was so thankful for it because I couldn't go to work. And as you guys know, when you're self employed, if you don't work, you don't eat. You can't pay bills, you can't take care of your kids, you can't do anything. So I was grateful and thankful. I was like, yes, thank you, Lord, for EIDL and everything else because I had already had my budgets and everything set. You know, we have rent, we have to pay for our offices, we have mortgage, we have cars, we have this, we have that. We have so much we have to take care of, and we weren't working. So, guys, another thing I want to say to you is save, save, save. Cut back on your spending. I know when you're home, you're tired of eating the same thing over and over. It's almost like, what is this? Groundhog Day? We ate chicken last week. We're eating chicken again. What is this? Fish? I had fish. Oh my God, is there new meat? Like, what is it? I don't want to eat that. I'm tired. Then you go on Uber Eats or Grubhub or whatever, and you start trying to order food because you're just tired because you're home. It's not the food, it's because you're just inside, you're indoors, and yes, it affects everybody mentally, emotionally, physically, however you want to put it, it will affect you. So don't go crazy like, oh my God, I haven't eaten shrimp in 2 years. Let me go buy 15 pounds of shrimp. No, you need to save. You need to put that money aside because we are nowhere near until you see those numbers, those COVID numbers starting to drop. We're not out of the woods. We're 18 million plus. I think, I don't even know what the number is today. Somebody tell me what's the COVID number today? Until you see the number going down and not up, we're not nowhere near getting over this thing at all. Yes, they do have vaccines, and from what I've been hearing, the vaccines are not even going to hit regular schmegular regular people until sometime next fall. That is almost a year from now. Okay, remember there's over, I don't know how much million, I think it's over 200 or 300 million people in this country. 200 million, I think it is, somewhere over there. Okay, it's a lot of people. So when they say, oh, we ordered 30,000 vaccines, nah, that's not even hitting, that's not even hitting half of us. Okay, we need more. So just understand, and not because they have a vaccine, oh, it's good now, let's go out and let's spend, let's buy some stuff. No, we had a very good Christmas. Our family had a really good Christmas. We had a budget Christmas. Okay, so guys, put money aside. Don't go spending. Don't go crazy. When you get your stimulus, don't go buy an old broken car. Don't go buy a car that's going to go die in 2 weeks. This is not one of those years you can do that. Okay. Don't let them tell you they got a deal. Give them 500 down, and then you got to pay them 700 a month. That 700 is too much. That is a mortgage payment or rent. You don't want to be doing that. Okay. Don't let anyone tell you, oh, right now they're literally wanting to anybody to take a car off the car lot. They will, if your credit is zero, they're literally like, okay, just give me 500 and take it off the lot. They just want you to owe them. That's it. Don't fall for the ooey. Don't go out getting things. Don't take your tax refund. If you end up getting some of these credits and your refund is looking nice and lovely, don't go AWire. Don't go bonkers. Don't go out here like, what? And I see 10,000 in my account? Yes, I'm going shopping. Don't do it. Don't do it. You need to save. We're nowhere near the end of this. Tax refund comes around once a year. Okay, once a year. This little bill that they have, the stimulus, you see how long it took for us to barely get a half a stimulus? For us to get a half a stimulus. The last stimulus was almost a year ago. Okay, so you don't want to be like, no, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. No, you're not going to be good. You need to put some money aside. Create a budget for yourself. Watch your spending. Yes, every now and then you might want a little Uber Eats. Might want a little Grubhub. Might want some pizza. You're tired of making the same thing. The kids and I, been baking and you try to spice it up with breakfast and stuff. Hey, come join me. Let's make breakfast together. It's only so many days you can do that. I'm running out of ideas at this point. It's just kind of like, what else can I possibly cook? Is there a new meat? Is there a new snack, like something? I don't know what to do with myself. I used to love chocolate, like I love chocolate. Now I'm just like, please move it away. I just, no, I'm over it. I'm over everything. So please just put some money aside. Don't go crazy. Don't buy everything you see on sale, because a lot of these sales are not sales. Remember, the businesses are also trying to make a living. They also need money. Yeah, they're gonna probably have to make things look like they're, a little extra. They're gonna have to add a little fluff to get you to spend your money. So be wise about that. All right. Okay, let me see what's going on in my chat box. So, guys, word on the street is stimulus payments are hitting bank accounts on the 4th. Okay, if you didn't have direct deposit, don't know. That one's probably gonna be the January 15th type deal because, okay. Let's see. Miss Brown says my kids just finished saying that we eat the same thing every week. It's true. At this point, the thing is, the kids are home. When they're in school, they go to school, they eat school lunch, which they most of the time they hate, and then they come home and they eat your food, and it's like, oh wow, mom's food. Oh, this is great. But now it's your food 24/7. I'm sure your kids are probably like mine's like, listen, we don't want that. My kids don't say we don't want that, but I can see it in their face like, mm-mm. Sometimes for breakfast they just want orange juice, and I'm just like, that's it. They're over it. They're over the eggs. They're over the whatever. They're over everything. They literally are just like, same breakfast, deja vu, right? Andrew says, hello, do you have a personal email where I can inquire more on this info? I do have a business email that is info at SBNT Group. Let me put it in the chat box for you. Okay, so Andrew, I did put the email in the chat box for you. All right, and let's see. Uh, hmm. Perry says, for startup notary, are there any money out there for startups? I didn't really hear about anything for startups, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing on there. I have a grant video that I did originally when the whole pandemic thing started, but I haven't been following up on grants. So Perry, you just gave me an assignment. I'll go look, and if I do find some grants out there for startups, I most definitely will come back and give you guys info. Renee says no direct deposit checks go out on December the 31st. Oh, wow, on irs.gov. Kudos to the IRS, please. 2 days. Go ahead. We're ready. Okay. I'm tired of my clients calling me, texting me, and paging me. Well, they don't page me. I don't have a pager, but they're asking constantly. I have to literally be like a news reporter. I have to stay up to date with everything because my clients are like, listen, Sheikah, when are we getting our stimulus? I'm like, I don't work. I don't work in Congress. I don't work at the IRS. Not anymore, at least. Like, but because they know, maybe if I start giving them wrong information, then they'll stop coming. But because they know, I will go find that answer and give it to them. They're like, forget watching the news. Let me just call Sheikah. Let me just send her a message. So yes, they do that, and I'm having to stay on top of a lot of things that I don't even want to stay on top of. I'm like, I know somebody's gonna call me and ask that. So, anyways, guys, again, PPP is reactivated next month. EIDL, the loan and the grant starts again next month, and sick leave, paid sick leave for self-employed individuals. You can take advantage of that on your tax return. Please do it if you're eligible. Also, family medical leave for self-employed individuals. Please take advantage of these credits if you are eligible. If you need help filing your tax return, visit sbntgroup.com. Send me a message, schedule an appointment, and I will do a live video, audio video with you, conference with you to do your tax return for you. All right. So Renee says stimulus are hitting accounts. Actually, I somebody sent me a screenshot from a group. So I do hear that stimulus payments are going out, but they're supposed to be on January 4th. But you know, some banks, once they get the authorization, once they get the advice, is what it's called on the bank side. Once they get the advice that there will be a deposit, they normally will go ahead and advance that money to you. Some banks that are famous for doing that are like credit unions. They're famous for giving you, you know, your credit for your money before it actually comes through. So we might not have had a Merry Christmas, but it might be a great New Year. Okay. So, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will be updating you as new details come. I will try my very best because I'm so busy and I myself I'm prepping for tax season. My partner and I have been so busy. He's been busy with fingerprinting. We have people that we're mentoring, people that we're training on multiple platforms. So, therefore, we are super swamped. But I will make it a priority to come in and give you guys any info that I feel is going to be helpful to you. Once everything kind of calms down, I will be back on my regular delivering video after video. I do also have videos from our bootcamp members that I'm going to be posting. We have some issues editing before, but we're going to go ahead and get those videos. We did them on Zoom, so we have to kind of like get them converted so we can post them so you can hear their reviews, and we will have a live with before the whole bootcamp program is over. We have another bootcamp program that will be coming up in the spring, so we'll tell you guys about that, and then we have new training and stuff like that going on. All right. uh Naturally, where can I go for fingerprint training? Fingerprint training is coming up in the spring, so I will be posting information on that. It'll be either on my channel or on Kobe Can Solutions, which is my partner. So we both, you'll find it on either one. So I will be posting information about fingerprint training. That's the next one, and the boot camp that is coming up. So boot camp and fingerprinting training. All right, guys. So again, guys, give this video a thumbs up before you leave. If you're not yet a subscriber, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Join the family. If you are already a subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. And also, please stay safe, guys. I don't want to hear. I've heard of a couple people saying, hey, you know, Shika, I caught the pandemic. I caught the, well, I'm not saying I caught the pandemic. I caught COVID. I can't smell or taste anything. I understand. Please protect yourself and protect your loved ones. And for all of you who have gotten it and overcome it and you're healing, just know that my thoughts and prayers are with you. And I am happy that you are still able to come on and watch me. And then I'm so excited to see you guys. Every time I come on, you guys are in the chat box. You guys send me messages all day, every day. I appreciate all the love, all the support. Our YouTube family is growing. We're over 2,700 plus subscribers right now in just a matter of weeks or months. So I want to thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for all your support and all your love, and continue to stay safe. Please, I'm begging you, stay safe, okay? I want you to get through this because I want, when all of this is over, when it's time for all the real bosses to shine and shine and shine. We're shining now, but we're going to shine even brighter after all this mess is over, because at that point there will be no limitations, no restrictions, and we'll be able to go 120% to our goal of accomplishing our dream, which is basically to make sure we have multiple streams of income and to make sure that we can earn an income in our sleep, like we're sleeping and the money is just going into our bank account. That is our goal, right? At least that's my goal. I don't know about you guys. All right. So I want you guys, please stay safe. I want to see you. I want to interact with you. I want you guys to be the best that you can be. So you have to be here for that. So keep yourself safe. Keep your loved ones safe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Again, before you go ahead and log off tonight, give this video a thumbs up. Share it with family members and friends. Anybody who you feel this video would be helpful to. All right, guys. So I saw something in my chat box. So I'm like, let me address my chat box before I go. Let me do it real quick. Yes, Perry, thank you so much. Yes, you stay safe as well. Naturally Gifted says, can you put your partner's channel info so I can chat and keep an eye out for fingerprint training? Yes, absolutely. It is at Kobe Can, just to say. Actually, if you guys go to my my channel page, you will see the links like partner and so on up there, but I'll put it here anyhow. Hope I did that one right. Yes, so at Kobe Can Solutions. All right. So guys, please, please, please stay safe, and I will see you guys very soon. Guys, when you get your stimulus, come back to the, I'm going to put a post before I go real quick. I'm going to put a post on the community. So when you guys get your stimulus, just go over there and hit thumbs up or comment and say I got it. Okay. Just so I know that people are actually getting stimulus, because if they send me one more screenshot from a group and get my hopes up to go tell all my people, and it's not good, but I trust you guys. So I know if I put it there, if you guys get it, you guys are going to definitely give me thumbs up. Nobody's going to pretend they got a stimulus. Who wants to pretend they have money if they don't? No one, right? Anyways, guys, have a good night. I will see you guys next time. You guys stay blessed.